Messing out the medicines. We've been on that rock star regimen, knowing that I'm heaven sent, higher than I ever been. I got a problem with.
What's going on, guys? This is the Totally Blitz podcast, a show about shots, smoke, and sports. This is the Fight Club. You know, we're about to break down UFC 272. And as always, you got your host, Paul, Pick and Win Concha. We're joined with.
Hey, man, it's your boy, Kevin. Right, the boy. Somebody got to handle this motherfucking Colby Cup. We sent Masvidal, but hey, man, I'll do it myself, man. Fuck it.
We'll get him, Kev. And I'm the newest member.
Yes, sir, man. What's going on, man? Marcus, you know what it is. I still got to find my name, but, you know, come with it. Okay, I see you, bit, dog.
You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, with the double A.
You know what I'm saying? Look at that spot. You know what I'm saying?
Go fight Colby now.
Grind him out, Kev.
Hey, tell him on top. Why he calling out Dustin? I'm right here.
You right here.
And you're Florida, and you in Florida, you're king of Florida.
I'm telling you, I don't know why he over here throwing up the 305, man. I'm throwing up the whole Florida on that nigga, man.
The whole Florida.
Come on, now. Jit don't know I've been training in Russia. You know, the Russians really know how to wrestle out there.
Right.
Any weight class. Always ready.
I'm telling you. Any weight class. I'm going after John Jones next.
John Jones. Fuck no.
But you had me with Colby, man. I was Team Kev for Colby.
Bro, where the hell is John Jones, man?
John Jones beefed up these past
I know he be trying to get to like what, 240?
240, so he can fight that heavyweight bout with Stipe. And
hey, I was gonna say he not fighting a gun, boy. He ain't fighting my dog Mumbaku.
I think that's what he's probably trying to get to eventually.
I think so, but I think it's to run through the greatest heavyweight of all time in Stipe first, if he wants any recognition. And you know, and also John hasn't played in like 3 years. I mean, hasn't fought in like 3 years.
Yeah, what, like 2019, right?
Yeah, and all the controversies, all that stuff. But we're not here to talk about one of the greatest fighters of all time, John Jones. We're here to talk about what we just witnessed this past weekend at UFC 272. Specifically the main card where it all went down. Whew. First fight to break down, look at, talk about. We had this man, Marcus's boy, Greg Hardy, facing Sergey Spivac. And since you were the only one who went into the fight on Greg Hardy, I think it's only right that you start us off this episode.
Man, great, man. I was ready. I was so hyped for this too, bro. I was ready. I was like, all right, first fight of the night. Let's get it. Let's start my picks right. And man, he just looked sloppy from the beginning, bro. Like, he looked like he should have even been in there, bro. Like, from the jump, like, literally from the bell, bro, that shit looked bad. Got him. Wow, just slamming him, man. Ragdolling this dude, bro. It was bad, bro. I was honestly shocked that he was getting, his eyes were big, like he looked like he was scared in there, and then he just got stole off on. I was not expecting it to go like that for real.
That shit was dangerous.
He definitely proved that he should not be in the UFC now, man. That shit's over for him. Gotta hop off the train now.
Yeah, that was the last fight on the contract too. So
bro, and that looked so sloppy. Like, that was the sloppiest performance he could have put together, man. And he looked overweight too. Like, come on, bro. You gotta at least get like a couple more pounds than that.
He pulled up like Jamarcus Russell when he pulled up to the Raiders, bro.
And still got tossed, bro. It still got took to the ground easy as shit.
Bro. One thing, right? If Greg Hardy had a pulse in the fight, like his one pulse in this fight, because you know how much I didn't like Greg Hardy to start off in the main card. But if Greg Hardy had any pulse in this fight to be alive in this fight, it would have been on his feet with his heavy hands, especially because he looked 40 pounds bigger than Sergey.
Right.
But that pulse flatlined about a minute into the fight when Spivac judo threw his dumbass onto the mat and then kept him there.
That shit was embarrassing.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That boy, I would say it would look bad, but you know, I seen the Falcons online do that to him for so many years, bro. Like, it was just the same thing. You feel me? I couldn't pick that boy Greg Hardy, but I was actually shocked that it was a smooth that Sergey got the dub like he did, because like he took bro the fuck down and just got to beat in his ass. Greg Hardy didn't even know what was done. Like they said, like he got up, like after he got knocked out, he's still trying to fight. Like you don't know what the fuck happened. Like I think Sergey came in with a game plan and some good instincts, and once those instincts took off, he said, "Fuck the game plan," and took that boy out.
Yeah, but and after he put him down, he did kind of try to get back up. And that was my favorite part was when Sergey just tossed his ass right back. He's like, whoa. Get back
bro,
up.
that shit, bro. His eyes were like wide open. Like he looked scared, bro. Like he didn't know what to do. That's definitely a definition. Like that, it showed like he just got outclassed. Like he should not be. He needs to go to like, I don't know, man.
Arena football, boy. The USFL or whatever just started up again.
Yeah, go test on us.
At this point, and they say his contract, that was the last fight on his contract. So we'll see what happens with that boy afterwards. But all I gotta say is after this fight, I started off 1-0 and I was feeling myself. I'm not gonna lie.
I was too. After the first fight, I was like, okay, like this is what I envisioned, like an outclassment. Like everything is going with how I said, well, minus the submission. He didn't submit him. I knew it was gonna be an overwhelming victory, and at this point, I felt like Sergey could have had a pick of his choice how he wanted to win. Do I want to choke this man, or do I just want to keep punching him in the face? And he chose the latter. But on to our next fight. This is honestly one of my favorite fights. I think it got one of the Fight of the Night awards, but the Kevin Holland versus Alex Oliveira. Kev, tell me why your boy Kev. How did you first? I think this was your first fight watching Kevin Holland, the Trailblazer. What did you see? What did you like? How did it go?
I saw 2 thumbs up, more than just that one section. I saw the whole fight. That boy was in control. He dominated. He never felt uncomfortable, and he did what he had to do. He got the takedowns. He ran down on the feet, and when he dropped him, he got to dropping them hammers on his stupid ass. You feel me? So shout out that boy Kevin Holland, man. That boy, and the person he fought wasn't that bad. I seen that like I just felt like he wasn't fighting to win. He was kind of fighting like to just kind of like play it out and stuff like that. Kevin Holland wasn't going for that. Second round, I had to get you up out of there. You feel me, young boy? But hey, man, that's what I was going for. Big mouth, talk that shit, and I was expecting him to talk hella big shit at the after the fight, Joe Rogan. But that boy he just called somebody out without calling him out for real. But that boy's a great fighter. I want to see him continue to grow and continue to build because he got some championships in that new weight class. He looks good. He looks smaller though. He didn't even look like the bigger dude in the fight, even though he's down a weight class. And I was just like, oh yeah, he came to this weight class to eat, and that's what he's gonna go do. And I like his combinations. I like the way he sets up his kicks. I like the way he sets up his punches with kicks. I like the way he sets up his kicks with punches. I was like, you can't beat that. That's textbook right there. But I fuck with Kevin Holland. Like I was actually impressed by bro. At first I just liked him because he talked that shit. But no, I was impressed by bro. Bro gonna do something nasty in that weight class.
Oh yeah.
Well, how do you feel, Marcus? Were you on Kevin? I think all of us. I think this was the one fight where everybody knew.
I actually predicted let's see, second round knockout.
Nice.
Man, I was right on point.
If y'all was listening, you would have made some money.
I would have fucked up though with a parlay with fucking Greg. Unless he just had it on some other shit. But
what if you ever trust the nigga named Greg except Greg Olsen?
Nah, but I mean, Alex, I thought he came out pretty straight for real in the first round. Not gonna lie, he looked decent. Like he had a game plan at least. But second round, and they was trading shots, man, that shit was over, man. Kevin just started connecting, boom, dropped his ass, started giving him the elbows. That shit was...
Bro, them elbows is vicious, kid. Them elbows.
Yeah, man, it turned into easy work for him, honestly.
Yeah. I think Kevin Holland, like you said, though, Marcus, I kind of agree. I think Kevin Holland definitely came out the aggressor and the better fighter. But Alex Oliveira in the first round had a couple of counter punches that were kind of nice, but it didn't seem to phase Holland because he just kept moving. Yeah. He was definitely the attacker in this round. Oliveira hit him with some mean leg kicks though, and dropped him on one of those leg kicks. And but that my biggest thing for this fight was Holland didn't stay on his back because that was why he loses a lot of his fights. He stays on his back, is okay with the ground game, gets beat, gets dominated. So, but as soon as he hit that ground, he shot right back up. and continued to walk forward. No, I knew his leg hurt like hell, but he didn't show it. He got hit with a couple other mean leg kicks that dropped him again towards the end of the round. But yeah, I say that rear naked choke, he had it synced in, but there was no time left. But Holland, thumbs up. Like he knew, like he just seemed composed. Unlike some of his fights where he loses, he seems like in the moment he loses that composure. Whereas this one came in the second round, like Kev said, he said, "You want to exchange with me, little man?" Bow, hit him with that right
Shot
hand,
his ass instantly.
and the counter punching nice. But the only thing you can do with counter punching is wait on your opponent. But if the other guy got the jump on you off rip, like he dropped him. But all in all, good fight, just exciting. I think it was the only finish or the second. These are the only finishes on the card, I believe. For the main card.
Yeah. I mean, they should have called the RDA fight, but like that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story.
Yeah, we'll get to that one. Hey, don't tease them yet, Kev. Yeah, man. But shit, this next fight between Bryce Mitchell and Edson Barbosa, shit, all y'all had it right. Y'all all took Bryce Mitchell. I was the only one who was on Barbosa's side. I kind of knew it was not his best matchup because of the fact that he's not a good on the ground, but I just thought Bryce Mitchell was a little bit overhyped. He didn't have the resume, but boy, was I wrong. Bryce put it on for Arkansas. One thing I want to note is like he's been bulldozing everybody, and Barbosa is a legend. He's going to Hall of Fame. But there's a look at the striking. I know a lot of his strikes are on the ground, but he had 182 strikes landed, and he only threw 209. That's an 87% landing. I've never seen someone throw that many strikes and land 87% of all his strikes. He was 4-4 on all his takedowns, so he didn't miss a takedown. And he was on Bryce, was on top for 11 minutes out of the 15-minute fight. So, like, if that doesn't tell you this was a one-sided ass whooping, I don't know what else could. And he had more significant strikes, like 30-something, compared to Barbosa had any strikes landed. He only landed like 20 strikes the whole fight. This was one-sided as it gets. But tell me why Bryce Mitchell looked electrifying, Kev.
Because he's from Arkansas. Duh. Nah, I'm talking. That boy did his shit though. Like I was in that bitch watching. I was just watching that shit being amazing. He put on a clinic. Like he genuinely just showed us how it's supposed to be done. Like this is fun watching UFC at such a new fan perspective. But like I don't really know what the fuck they're finna do to win. I just feel like this guy has what it takes to get the W. He looks like he's been putting in the more work, and he looks like he's coming in with the formula. I like his composure, I like the way he stands. I like everything about Bryce Mitchell, but I like the way he fights even more. Like this man is nice. Like he's cold. I see championships in his future, kid. And we're really like, and you hit it on all the points. Like he got the 11 minutes of riding time, 11 out of 15 minutes. Like if you have to hold somebody's weight for 11 out of 15 minutes, you lost. I don't give a fuck about what the fuck is going on. This man really just held this shit down, and his strikes were phenomenal. And he got every fucking take. That bro is cold, putting on a clinic. And I was looking at his older interviews. Bro made Reebok make him camo shorts. he called out Reebok every fight until they gave him some camo shorts. And now he's out here busting ass in these camo shorts. Like I fuck with bro. And he for the children. That boy is trying to give away half.
He for the children.
That boy is trying to give away half his purse, which I think isn't enough for a fighter for a fighter that magnitude. I feel like he needs to go keep going up in these ranks so he can get his bag that he needs. But 45,000, and it's even realer. Dana White said, "Nah, keep your money, bro. We got it."
Yeah, for real. He need to keep his money, man.
That's some real shit. But hey, man, I fuck with that boy. That boy, he's screaming at, and he says, anytime you put a mic in his face, he gonna scream Arkansas. I fuck with bro the long way.
Yeah, he go hard for that shit.
How about you, Marcus? Anything you saw that you might want to add, or you think this is a legitimate contender right now?
Definitely, but what really surprised me about the fight is his boxing, bro. I did not think his boxing was that nice, like, because I was just big on, like, what I kept hearing going into the fight was his wrestling, takedown, all of that, but I did not expect his striking to be on that point. And, like, The way he was cutting off the ring, bro, that looked like a boxer's. Like, that's what boxers do, cutting off the ring, controlling that. So, like, he just couldn't move, and then it set up the takedowns real easy. And that straight left that knocked him down, that was so clean, man. Like, I was just really surprised about his boxing, for real. I already knew he was a dog going into it, but I was not expecting that. That was a clean sweep.
They got boxing gyms in Arkansas.
No, but I was watching the countdown. He just had his coach out there doing mitts in the farm. So I was like, damn, that's how he got so raw, bro. That shit crazy.
Country bred.
Yeah, bro. I was really shocked because I was not expecting his hands to be that, like, not just his hands, but mainly his footwork. Because usually, like, in his other fights, he looked goofy on, like, his feet. Not goofy, but he didn't look like that. And this fight, man, just his controlling the ring and cutting that shit off, his footwork looked real nice. And that's what set up all those takedowns. And shit was easy.
100%. One thing I saw on Twitter, and real quick, if you don't follow us on Twitter, give us a follow. Totally_blitzed.
Yeah,
always come with fire content on fight day and throughout the week and giving out polls to get y'all's opinion. But one of the best tweets I saw. Oh, real quick, Kevin, before I hit this funny ass tweet.
Can we take a second to clap it up for Paul? Paul's been going crazy all 2021. He started in December, like around Christmas time, going crazy with the tweets. He just hasn't stopped. I gotta get that boy his flowers. That boy be doing this thing every fight, every game. That boy keeps it going. Didn't you have one tweet that got like 100 favorites, 100 likes?
I got 100 like tweet, and I got another tweet that was in a news article. Someone was reporting and used one of our tweets. So like, we're doing our thing around here at the Totally Blitz.
Hey, if you don't follow us, man. Really be doing
the come up is real, man. Stop playing.
And but so shout out this person. I need to take the name down. I didn't, but they said, and it's pretty accurate. I'm gonna hear y'all say Bryce Mitchell is just a yeehaw. No, they say he's a tobacco dipping and yeehaw spitting Khabib.
Damn, the country Khabib.
Yeah, I was like, hey, but this or Islam, whoever you want to use, is the way he's bulldozed and made it one-sided every fight. I'd agree.
Bro, and he's so aggressive too. That's what I love. Like, he's just so like aggressive on the ground, man. His ground and pound is nice.
Our next fight, we're moving on to the co-main event here. We had RDA Rafael dos Anjos versus Renato Mocano. This was as one-sided as it gets. Let me hear from a striking perspective. Let me hear Marcus, a boxer. Let me talk to us. How did this fight look in your eyes?
RDA looked real nice, no cap. I think he looked real good. That was a fight that means he was preparing. But one-sided, bro. Honestly, I'm kind of mad that the corner didn't stop the fight. I think the fight should have been stopped. And that ended up leading RDA. Like, he just showed big heart, but he wasn't coming back in that fight. But RDA ended up taking it light in the 5th round. He knew the fight was already in the bag, but that shit was, I wasn't expecting a beatdown like that. But it is what it is, man. But RDA looked nice, so.
Yeah, no, shout out Mocano for showing his heart. But
Yeah,
Ken kind of hit on this earlier. They should have threw it in, right?
I don't know if they should have. They could have. I don't want to say they should, because like UFC, boxing, those are gladiator sports. So like when it comes down to it, there's a lot of people at the highest level that are willing to die in that ring. So like I understand why they didn't throw it, and I also understand because Mocano was the truth. He really stayed in there and battled it out. He said, I don't give a fuck. And you got to respect RDA even more for trying to just slow it down. But Mocano kept coming, so he had to pick the pace back up. So, like, I want to see Mocano in the future. Definitely hope that he recovers well from anything crazy that might have happened to him in that fight. But, like, at the end of the day, even though it was a domination, I think it was a great fight. Bro, looked good. RDA looked good. Everybody wanted to see a good RDA fight. I didn't know who RDA was until the last episode. But like now he's on my top 5 list all time already.
Nah, RDA, man, this is an ageless wonder. Like, he's showing that like father time ain't got shit on him. He's 37 years old. This is when he's supposed to be a little bit like falling. This is when great fighters usually start losing a lot of fights.
Mhm.
He looked great. He completely outclassed him even though he was a fighter at late notice who was a complete different fighter than than Faceve, who he's originally supposed to fight. So like training camp, throw that out the window. Whatever your game plan, you gotta go. This is a different fighter, and he didn't blink. He went out there and did his job. Mocano, like I already said, just shout out to Mocano. He showed that heart. That like you spoke, he was a gladiator. He fought to the very last second. Shout out to RDA. He showed that he's not just a former champ, but he's also a former champion with humility and respect towards his opponent, and just kind of took that foot off the gas. But all in all, like Kev said, this was a great fight. Like they were banging.
Yeah, definitely a great fight.
I ain't gonna lie, he wouldn't have did that to Islam though.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, this would have been.
The only reason why I say that they should have threw the towel in, because I mean I don't see towels getting thrown in UFC fights that much anyways, but boxing it does happen a lot. But I mean it should, but man, he took the fight on 4 days notice and he was just getting his ass whooped. Like he had no chance in this fight at all. So like I don't know, if I was his trainer, I could have seen that. Just knowing that maybe if he had a full training camp for the RDA, but he didn't prepare for RDA, so like I would have tried to save him at least the fourth round.
I would have threw towel. I don't like that it was a 5-round fight though. I feel like it could have been.
That's another thing. Like that should not have went on 5 rounds, 15 at the most. Like, come on, man. They tried him low key.
They said Dana White had to leave. He said Dana White couldn't watch the ending because like once they let Brett keep fighting after they gave him the medal, Dana White had to walk out.
And the ref is real. So shout out that ref. He warned them. He was doing all the right steps to make sure the fight should have been stopped. He was kind of trying to hint at the corner, like, bro, come on, throw the towel. Like that's pretty much what the ref was trying to do, but he ain't want to really call the fight because you know how that goes. Fans always gonna boo the ref.
Yeah. Shit, it could have been. I can't say it could have been worse, but it was that right eye. He still could see, so it wasn't. It looked a lot.
He looked
fine.
Straight when the doctor was doing the test. Like he looked fine, but he just had no chance in the win. So like I don't really see the point of really having him in there. Bro, but RDA kind of knew that. It kind of turned into a sparring session. In the 5th round, it was more like, you know, when your guy's tired, he took it easy. He took off the gas pedal.
He knew he was gonna win.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I've passed every eye vision test I've ever had with flying colors. And if people don't know this, but like once I put on Dre's glasses one time, and that's when I learned, I was like, oh, I'm not really seeing at my best potential. Like that's what I saw when I did that. It's like a dude that knows he's drunk, so he passed the drunk test with the police, so he didn't get the DUI. That's what I saw. Like I saw a dude that knew he was dazed and fucked up, but was like, I'm gonna keep on fighting. Fuck this. Like,
he just got that warrior mentality. Like his heart was bigger than anything. So he's like, he probably knew himself he was getting his ass whooped. He knew he wasn't gonna win, but his heart was too big. He
ain't giving a fuck. That shit.
That heart was Ryan checks. His face couldn't cash.
He got my respect. I know that.
No, for sure.
Going forward, Mocano, his name, remember it because he's actually pretty good. Like this was his first loss after a few wins. So, but our main event, another 5-rounder that went all the way to the decision. Y'all both were against Covington versus Masvidal, where Covington pulled out the unanimous decision victory. Kevin is singlet. Well, since you throwing a singlet on, Kev, I think it's only right that you kick it off.
I'm strapping up, man. I'm strapped. This man Colby is a problem, man. And Kamaru's busy. He's busy. He's trying to get the fight with Canelo. Kamaru, you busy. I'll handle this. You already did what you did. I got this. God damn, this man Colby is a rest. I keep saying Colby. It's disrespectful. Colby.
Like
the white boy. Like, I don't know what you want to call him, but damn, this motherfucker. Kurt Angle in this motherfucker. This motherfucker, wrestling ass motherfucker. Him coming out to that Kurt Angle, you suck shit was amazing. That shit was funny as fuck. I didn't know that. I thought the fans were saying you suck. What was when you highlighted that he put that was the one he chose. I was like, oh, this man is fucking cool. But he did everything right when it comes to selling the fight. He did everything he was supposed to do. Fuck him. He's a fucking wrestling ass motherfucker. Like he dominated the fuck out of my dog Masvidal. And I seen Masvidal, and then watching that fight showed us that he probably used to like that. We knew how the sparring sessions kind of went because I feel like Masvidal fought him better than Colby could have ever expected, and motherfucking he had very good times, but he just got killed cardio wise. Cardio wise, that shit was tough. I feel like he did really good in the second. But that third round killed him. That's when Colby had like 4 minutes of riding time on him. Like shit was bad. And then he got out and he rocked him in the fourth. But like that fifth, I'm thinking like he couldn't capitalize. And you can see that Colby had like 5 different fucking gas tanks and shit. Like this motherfucker was going for no problem. You can see at the beginning of every round, this man Masvidal. They start here. We're trying to meet in the middle, but we're meeting over here because Colby is pressing immediately because he knows he wants him on that fucking wall. You're gonna wrestle the fuck out of him on that wall. I wish that wall was in real wrestling. I probably would have a state championship by now. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like motherfucking, he did that and he killed him. He continued to give him elbows even on top. He continued to ground and pound his ass, even though he got out and he made moves and like. Masvidal did not fight a bad fight, even though it looked, you could call it boring, but no, it was just technical. But motherfucking, it was just the fact that like you see Masvidal was really happy with the little wins. Like he was happy that he was eating the punches. He was happy that he got out and stuff like that. But that doesn't win you to fight. That might look cool at practice as straight. But like, nah, man, we got to get this fucking dub. And when you rocked him, he didn't have nothing left in the tank to finish it. So it was like, fuck. That's when I knew. I was like, fuck. I was so close. I was this close to going 5-0 on my first ever UFC picking card. Like, there's no way I could ever do that again. There's no way I could do that again. I literally didn't know who any of these people were until 2 weeks ago. Like, there's no way. I was like, this motherfucker. I knew I should have picked the rest of that motherfucker. And Colby got the USA wrestling tag. If you know anything about USA wrestling, 84% of them boys actually know what they're doing. The other 16% is terrible. But that 84% with that USA wrestling tag be fucking shit up.
It's kind of like whenever you see another Army Ranger with an Army Ranger tag, you just know.
You see, I don't got one. I said, you see, I don't got one. There's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that.
Well, now we're gonna hop over to you, Marcus, another fellow Masvidal.
Yeah, man.
I didn't do that for a dog, man. What happened, dog? Why they got a dog like that?
What I said for Jorge and what he needed to do going into the fight was keep his range and control that distance. And he couldn't even do that from the first round, man. The first round, Colby just jumped on it and just after the first round, Jorge was gassed. Like I was like, damn, man. Like you got like I mean, I know wrestling, but shit, I was not expecting him to get that tired that quick after the first round. You could see it. And when he was walking back to his corner, you could see it. He was tired. And
Bro,
I was just rinsing.
You only stayed 4 hours away. Why you wasn't in the camp?
I should have been, man. That shit crazy.
Man, Marcus, you gotta lower your prices, man. Them boys need to hit you up.
Shit, I need them for real.
Of course, I just want 80% of your purse. That's it.
But I mean, Colby just hit the rinse and repeat, honestly. And what I did like about Colby is his striking. Honestly, his striking looked really nice in this fight. And like the way Jorge was so worried about the takedowns that Colby was able to land those shots because he was just so. He didn't really know how to like defend himself almost, and like Colby just come in,
duck the
shots,
head.
yeah, duck the head and come in with those looping shots, and then just either feint like that and go for the takedown, or shoot some shots and then bring him to the ground. So either way, Jorge was just he kind of didn't know how to defend himself in those moments. And one thing that Jorge kept fucking up, man, backing up to the cage, bro. Like, why would you do that? he had some good defense takedown defense in the middle, like in the center of the octagon, but once it was back to the cage, bro, it was over, man.
But
like
there's nothing you could do about that. Once he got that lock, you could try to break the lock as hard as you want, but bruh's kicking me in the fuck out your shit and putting that weight on you. There ain't shit bruh could do about all fight.
Or like Jorge, he was so gassed. Like when they would come out, like he should have at least went to the center of at least the center, and he kept stepping. Like, all right, when Colby would come for her, he would step back. Like you're not supposed to step back, or at least in boxing. Obviously, it's going to translate over there. And he's a stand-up fighter. He should know these things. He needs to work the angles, at least get out of Colby's like front, like you know what I'm saying. Work his angles around Colby. Jorge kept stepping backwards, and that's what led him right to the cage. And that's why it was so easy for him to take him down so many times. But that's probably because of his gas tank. And then once Jorge got that one hook, I thought it could have been over, but no gas in the tank. He honestly said, fuck it. He didn't even care that he just hurt him. He knew he hurt him, but he didn't even care.
He was supposed to, and I don't want to see another one just off the fact that like when you asked Jorge what happened, it was like his wrestling was flat. And I was like, but you're never gonna beat Colby in wrestling. Like the whole division isn't gonna beat Colby in wrestling. So like if you're gonna beat him, you gotta keep him on the feet all day.
This whole training camp, this whole build-up was for that one punch that he landed. Once he landed that hook, that was what everyone was waiting for. That's what he was waiting for. That's what he was training for. And he didn't pounce on it. So I mean, that you could see it that he rocked him, and Colby was barely even standing straight. He could have just mauled him, but he had no energy. He was too worried about the takedown after. He was like, he's about to take me down again.
In that fourth round where he did hit him with that mean right hand that dropped him, Colby popped right back up, smiled at him. And I don't know if his head was spinning, but I always thought Colby's had an underrated chin just off his Kamaru Usman fights. Like Usman hits like a truck, and he just kept popping up. Didn't matter how broken his face was. Like he kept going.
He did.
And like so when he popped him with it, he popped back up, smiled at him, and he kept the press. Like usually if you rock or something, you take the fact that he could continue to press forward. I don't know if I know he felt it, so I don't know if he was completely stunned, but that was Masvidal's best shot. But the fact that Colby just ate it like a champ and just walked straight forward and is just like I'm gonna take you down now. Like kind of mentality. Like his pressure the whole fight. He had a 16-minute control time. Like that's telling on a fight alone. But man, like in that second round, there was another time where I felt like Masvidal had was looking good, and it was in the second round. Colby tried to clinch him up, and Masvidal hit him with a couple mean ones coming in, and then once he had him once Masvidal was caught in the clinch on the side, he just started raining some elbows on him, which Colby felt them elbows, but then he eventually started transitioning. They broke it up. Masvidal once again, their striking I felt like Masvidal was winning the striking exchanges in that second round, and he did the most damage. But Colby's all-out blitz, where he just kept walking forward, kept his face down, kept that pressure wore at him, grinded. I think the third round was where Colby got in the driver's seat, like Kev said, 4 minutes of control time in that third round, grinded him out, spit him out. He was a different man walking in that fourth round. He was broken on the inside. He had his hand still, but he was a broken man on the inside. He was dead tired. Shit. Come that fifth round, he chewed another 4-minute control time on the ground. And at that point, those two rounds, third and fifth, automatically Colby's. It doesn't matter what you think about the fourth round. Like Colby, unanimous decision, multiple 10-8 rounds by the judges, which I thought was kind of like sheesh. Like usually those are only given to people if they got knocked down. But I'm guessing one of those 4 minutes where he just grinded him out for 4 minutes. Really, the judges saw as just complete domination. But I held Chael Sonnen said a question, which I thought was the best thing to sum up Masvidal on why he lost. Was like, are you here to stop him or attack him? You're a known attacker. You didn't come into here to fight him. You came in here to stop him. I'm gonna stop his takedown. You no point in this fight were you ever the aggressor. You were never It was just like a complete different Masvidal than what we've seen. Every fight he's ever won, because he's always been not the bully, but just like he fights his fight, and he did not fight his fight in this fight. But another good fight. It was like shit. I thought it was maybe kind of, I wouldn't say boring, but like whenever I started rewatching some of the clips I could find, I was really like, damn, there were some nice exchanges where like Colby hit him some nice times, where Masvidal had like some nice back and forth before the straight domination.
Definitely a good fight though.
That was a great fight. And truthfully, like he just got rolled out. He just got and Kobe did it, but another thing, Kobe didn't stall his ass out. He rode the fuck out. Like he straight up rode his ass and killed him. He threw shots the whole time.
Elbows.
I am gonna highlight
knees, all that.
I am gonna highlight them dirty plays. He did eye poke and a low blow. I seen it. The ref seen it.
The low blow was bad.
Yeah, the eye poke was an eye poke. The ref even had to say, "Hey, Kobe, I rostered in, and that wasn't eye poke." And I'm like, "Yeah, cheating ass nigga." But at the same time, that nigga Jorge got killed. Like you just can't give up that type of pressure like that. That kills you on the inside. That kills you mentally. And like that lets you know that like you only got one chance. I'm just mad that he didn't set up no knees. Like you knew he was gonna take you down. Set one of them up. What you doing?
He threw one knee early in the first round that missed. And then it was just like I think he just shelved that move afterwards. Like he was gonna Ben Askren him or nothing.
Oh, you talking
it was at the opening bell.
The first.
Yeah, he came with a knee, and it does that. There's a tiring move. Like you're using your whole body, and if you miss, you're exposed. But
like if you see him to go in for that shot, even if it's a feint, at least throw a knee, because like that can at least give you space, because he has to stop. Because if he stops, then he can't hit you as clean as he was. He gotta like skim you a little bit. But like I think he had great, like he had great technique, but it was just, well, like you said, he was never the attacker. He was never the aggressor. He was the thug. He was the gangster. You wasn't supposed to let him do that.
Yeah, that was
I feel like I wouldn't say it was boring, but it was definitely disappointing when like the fact that all the beef that was going into it, and like I thought they was gonna want to kill each other, but it was more of a technical fight, so like more about showing out his skills. But Colby dominated. That's just how it went.
That's Colby though for you. He's gonna mentally make you think that y'all gonna sit there and bang it out for 50.
Honestly, I think that's what it was. I think Jorge was mentally broken.
I'm gonna wrestle you, and I'm gonna beat you unanimously every time. This is how I do every fighter outside of Usman. I'm just gonna.
Oh, what's up? Y'all seen Kobe's interview though? First off, he said he didn't give a single fuck about Masvidal at the end of the fight, which is terrible. Like, yeah, like Jorge said. So how did you feel about Masvidal? I'm the fucking best. Dustin, you're next. I was like, well, fuck. Like he said, and I was like, Dustin, 48. That's a good fight. Now, had they fought before?
Different weight class. They would have to. I think Colby would have.
Dustin would have to come down.
Oh, Dustin's up. Yeah,
I think Dustin's up. Yeah.
I don't know, man, because he has to figure something out. Because I don't know if he can go up or go down, but like you can't beat Usman, but you can beat everybody else. So like. You can go compete for. I don't know. He might have to do something, because that's what even Dana White said.
No, 100%. Colby coming. He's called out Israel Adesanya. No, I think Dustin's the weight class below him, because Israel's a weight class above him. Yeah.
Okay.
And so he called out Izzy, the champ up there, and called out Dustin, the fighter below, just because he knows he can't fight anyone else in the weight class. He's already the second best in the world. And it's not fair to Usman. You've never seen a trilogy fight where the first fighter came in with like one fighter's lost both fights, because like if he does end up beating Usman the third time, then like Usman would have to get a fourth fight, like just because like now it's 2-1. Like
yeah,
it just doesn't make sense.
Qualify for a trilogy, they gotta split it.
Yeah, so this is one of the most awkward positions the UFC's in, because Colby is certainly the second best welterweight in the world right now. At least on paper.
He's definitely the number one contender. Like, honestly, you can't deny he's the number one contender right now. That's the weird part.
But Usman's looking like the motherfucking best pound for pound fighter in the UFC.
He's number one pound for pound right now in all MMA rankings.
Hell yeah.
No, but great card. No matter if you're disappointed or not, if y'all would have listened to our picks, it didn't matter whose picks you listened to. We all made money this weekend with our picks. We all went positive. Kev sitting at 4-1. I'm sitting at 3-2. Marcus at 3-2, and Will, who is not here right now.
Fake news until I see it. I gotta
He
see.
spit out a perfect 5-0 record.
It's fake news till I see it. I don't know. Ian Rappaport might have sent you that. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be careful what you hear nowadays. The media.
Next, you gonna tell me Will just signed for $200 million from the UFC on some pictures.
Or one fight, super fight.
Yeah, definitely not from the UFC though, not from Dana.
But break it down for him, Kev.
Hey man, you know what this has been. But if you didn't know, I don't mind telling you. You bitch. This has been the Totally Blitz podcast. You bitch. And we came through with the shots. We came through with the smoke. And we talked about them boys that was smoking. Shout out everybody that won at UFC 272. And shout out Dana White, who always wins at the end of the day. Because he's figuring out how to put super fights on every motherfucking week. And we gonna talk about him right here. I'm with that boy Marcus. We going with nickname Pendant. And I'm with that boy, and I'm with that boy Paul Pickham with him, Contra, you feel me? And we just spent another episode of Totally Blitz podcast. Yeah, bitch.
Problem with being problematic. Get the light beam on me, ready for electrostatic. Don't you step into this box if you're not batting. Then my gang got tools, you can call them boy crap, man. This gang got rules, man. You better watch your passes. This ain't